Being a UU is more than what happens on Sunday? What? Find out more on today's 3 Minutes in UU History. Before we begin, if you like our work and want to support it, please hit the subscribe and alert buttons. Now, the Reverend Eleanor Elizabeth Gordon was a Unitarian minister and member of the Iowa Sisterhood. She was ordained in 1889 and served a few congregations throughout her career before retiring in 1918. She was a great fan of Theodore Parker, and having studied his work her entire life, never wavered in her admiration. Now, we're talking about Eleanor because she gave a sermon around 1900 about what it was to be a Unitarian. This sermon asked Unitarians of the day to consider how they live into the world and how they interact with the world in all the ways that it is to be a Unitarian. And how doing that maybe could change the world by starting in their local spaces. Now, this message seems to ring true in the world of today to me. And she asked folks to consider what was religious work, and then went on to explain that living fully into the world was the work of being religious. That every day, it wasn't about just Sundays, that every day you were a Unitarian. And you should embrace that. She spoke to how Unitarians lived kindness and mercy with words of poetry, and how the faith was living in the world to make it better. Like that was a dedicated reason for being a Unitarian. And that it was beyond holy text and study circles. I find this truth, this message, we as Unitarian Universalists are not just UUs on Sundays. We're UUs when we stop and admire a sunset. We are UUs when we take action when we see an injustice. We are UUs when we struggle. Heck, we might even be extra hardcore UUs when we say, hey, I'm struggling, and seek out community to make that struggle less. Unitarian Universalists, we see the beauty in the world. And I think that Eleanor Gordon's message is something that we should be considering, not just as part of our history, but as part of our living tradition and how we look at the tomorrows of our world. And I would love to hear your ideas of what you do to be a Unitarian Universalist in the world. Please comment below. We'll see if we can respond. And that, my friends, is 3 Minutes in UU History, and I really appreciate you watching and supporting our work. Please share it with your friends.